What's up guys, welcome back, my name is Shackington. So the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro are about to get a huge update to wireless charging. Belkin has just launched their first charger with support for the new Qi2 25W standard. That means even faster wireless charging up from the previous 15W limit that we had before. Unless, of course, you had Apple's own 25W MagSafe puck. Now this will need newer hardware for this new spec, hence Belkin releasing a new product. This is the UltraCharge Pro, and I will link to it down in the description. And it is also a 3-in-1, so we can also charge our AirPods and Apple Watch all at the same time. Now, not every iPhone is going to be able to take advantage of that new 25W wireless charging, so we'll get into all of that, all the compatibility stuff. We'll get it unboxed, we'll take a look around, and I will also do some comparisons with the Boost Charge Pro. This was a 2-in-1 from Belkin, and this is kind of like the predecessor to the UltraCharge Pro, so we'll do a bit of a comparison and see what's different. So let's get it unboxed. So we have the charger itself, and also a power brick and a cable as well. So as you can see, it's a bit of a slightly different design to the Boost Charge Pro now to accommodate an extra charger underneath. The cable is braided, which is always good. We like a nice braided cable for durability. And yeah, you'll notice that I've also got this in the sand color with the matching power brick, but it does also come in black as well. And this is a 45W power adapter from Belkin. We'll give it a quick measure up. The base is about 8.5 centimeters, and it is just shy of 12 centimeters tall. And it weighs 554 grams. Now, that is actually by design. This does have a weighted base deliberately. And the reason for that is it makes it easier for you to take your iPhone on and off the magnetic charging puck up top without moving the entire charger. So yeah, it is weighted purposely to make it easy to use so you don't have to use two hands. So this is the new 25W Qi2 wireless charger up top, and you'll notice it is also hinged, so we do have some movement there. We can have the iPhone just charging flat, or we can prop it up and put the iPhone vertically to see the display, or put it in landscape to switch into standby mode. Around the back we have a puck for charging an Apple Watch, and underneath we have a pretty standard Qi charger for your AirPods as well. Now, something that I've always really appreciated about Belkin's chargers is they do tend to have more of like a premium finish and sort of feel to them. So we've got this like silicone soft touch covering on the top and bottom, and then this chrome arm holding it up, and it almost doesn't kind of look like a charger. It looks almost more like an ornament, or something that you're not going to worry about having out on your desk. Like, it looks nice and it's going to fit into any setup. So just to bring in the old Boost Charge Pro, we can see the differences between them. So the new UltraCharge does sit a little bit higher overall, and it is also like wider as well. The base is a bit chunkier. They both have the Apple Watch charger on the back, but now on the UltraCharge Pro we have a third charger for your AirPods underneath. They both have a folding pad up top, and we can see also that the UltraCharge Pro now goes almost completely vertical, so we have more angle of movement there compared to the Boost Charge Pro. And colour-wise, this one came in black and sand, as does the new one, so I'm guessing that if you do opt for the black version of this, then you can sort of see an idea of what the colour is going to look like with the old one. And another change that I'm really happy to see is on this old version, the cable was built into the back of the charger, which meant that if it stopped working or if it ever broke, then you're kind of stuck with a dead charger as well. Now we have a USB-C port on the back and a colour matched 1.5 meter braided cable as well. So we can plug that in and we don't have to worry about anything happening to the cable and then losing our charger as well. Now, this new 25W Qi2 wireless standard is pretty important because it actually extends way beyond the iPhone now. So you probably remember when we first got wireless charging, we'd use something a bit like this, just a wireless charger that has coils inside. We'd put our phone down on top and it would begin to wireless charge, albeit pretty slowly at only 7.5 watts. But if you didn't get it like perfectly lined up with the coils in the phone, then it would charge even slower. Or if you knocked it in the middle of the night and you just knocked it sort of slightly off, then it would just not charge at all. Then with the iPhone 12, Apple came along and they introduced MagSafe. So that added a ring of magnets into the back of the iPhone and into the wireless puck itself to make sure that you get the best alignment for the most efficient wireless charging. And they also bumped up the wireless charging speed to 15 watts. Then a couple of years ago, the Wireless Consortium, which is like the people in charge of the Qi spec, they were looking to upgrade the spec and make it even more efficient and even faster. And Apple came along and they basically gave their MagSafe design to the Wireless Consortium to use that as the basis for the new Qi2 spec. So that included the magnetic alignment and the 15-watt charging speed. Then with the release of the 16 and 16 Pro last year, while the new spec was being finalised, Apple updated their own MagSafe puck, adding 25-watt wireless charging to the iPhone for the first time. Fast forward to today, and we are finally starting to see this MagSafe style charging appear in other brands of phone, like in the new Pixel 10s that have just come out. And now that spec has finally been finalised, we can now have third-party chargers that can take advantage of that. So you're not stuck using Apple's puck if you want to get the fastest charging speeds. So Belkin has been the first here to release a new charger that supports this new faster charging speed. But I think we can expect to see some other brands, releasing chargers as well. Like I know that Anker are working on some, and yeah, I'm sure that those will come in due course, and we'll take a look at those on the channel as well. So let's get it plugged in. We have the new charger for AirPods just sat underneath. The Apple Watch charger on the back. Belkin says that'll get an Apple Watch Series 10 from 0 to 80% in about 30 minutes. And the new 25-watt puck on the front. And Belkin says that that'll get an iPhone from 0 to 50% in about 25 minutes. Now, something to be aware of, because I often see questions about this in the comments. So when a charger is rated with a wattage, it's usually an up to wattage. So in this case, the wireless charger here charges up to 25 watts. It is down to the device that is on charge to request how much power it wants to draw. That is both for wireless and wired charging as well when you plug something in. Now, most modern tech now only does fast charge for around the first sort of 50% or so, and then it sort of tapers down and the device will request less power as it sort of nears to 80 and then 100%. And that is done deliberately to preserve the health of the battery, because if you charge a battery quickly, it heats up, and that just causes the battery to degrade faster over time. So I do need to have some more time with this to do a full charge test from 0 to 100% to see how long it actually takes. As you have probably noticed that a lot of brands will only ever tell you that 0 to 50% time, and that is because that is when the charging is at its fastest. After that, it does slow and taper down. But what I'm expecting with this is that it's going to get your device to 50% quicker than a 15-watt charger, but doing a full charge is probably going to be around the same time overall. It might only be like just a little bit quicker in the long run. And because we can adjust the angle here, we can prop it up and put the iPhone on in landscape, and that will automatically put the iPhone into standby mode. So we can have this big clock face showing and sort of, use your iPhone as like an alarm clock on your desk, or have it show your photos, or even just have some widgets that you can customize, and you can have these however you want. So this is just a really nice feature that this charger lets you take advantage of. But there is one more feature that we need to talk about with this charger. So you might have noticed when I plugged this in that around the back we also have this switch. So what is this? So this is what Belkin is calling their chill boost technology. So we can turn it on the back, and as you can see in the back of the charger here, there's actually a fan inside the Qi2 charger for your phone. Belkin says that this provides temperature regulation with up to 7 degrees of cooling. So that is going to, help optimize some high-speed wireless charging in longer charge periods. As you've probably experienced, wireless charging does generate more heat than wired, as it is just less efficient, and you do get some power loss, and that does release itself as heat. So that is, interesting. It's not on at the moment, even though I've turned it on. So I'm guessing I need to have like something on the device, or maybe it's like gonna recognize the temperature and it will only come on when it's needed. But at the moment, it doesn't seem to be activating. So I'm guessing that there is like a temperature sensor in there, and it will only come on as needed. Actually, I stand corrected. It is actually on right now. It is so quiet. I mean, I'm just gonna put this next to the mic so you can hear it. I mean, I don't know if you heard that at all, but it is actually on right now. But that is like a whisper quiet. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, now the iPhone's been on for a couple of minutes. The fan has picked up the pace a bit, but it is still, it is still really quiet. So yeah, that's a pretty neat addition. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely convinced that putting a fan on a charger is going to help that much. I mean, maybe it will, help with the overall charge time, but I guess something is better than nothing. And this might just help protect the battery overall in the long run. So yeah, I guess it's a nice addition to have. And it is entirely optional. You can just turn it off with the switch as well. And if we take the iPhone off, the fan automatically stops. Now, we do need to talk about compatibility because not every iPhone or device is going to be able to take advantage of this new 25-watt wireless charging speed. Now, if you noticed and thought that my iPhone looks a little bit different, that's because I'm running the iOS 26 beta. And in this update, Apple added support for this new version of the Qi2 charging speed. Now, this update is scheduled to come out in the next couple of weeks, but this new update to the charging speed is only coming to the iPhone 16 and 16 Pros. So not the 16e, as that doesn't have MagSafe at all. And also the iPhone 15 and anything older than that is still only going to charge at up to 15 watts, even if you put it on this new charger, as those don't have the hardware for this new faster charging speed. And then on the Pixel side, all of the Pixel 10s have this magnetic style charging with Qi2 support, but I believe it's only the Pixel 10 Pro XL which supports the new 25-watt version of the charging spec. So yeah, that is all just stuff to bear in mind if you are thinking of upgrading to a new wireless charger. Price-wise, this comes in at £110 or $130. I do really like the sort of overall styling of it. I do think it looks very modern, very sort of different to a standard wireless charger. It has a really sort of premium and high-end feel. And also, because it does have that weightier base, you can really easily put your phone on and then take it off again and it will just stay in place. You're not going to pull the charger with you. So yeah, let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Are you going to upgrade to a new faster wireless charger, or are you going to sort of hold out a bit and see what other brands come up with? And as I said, now that the Pixel 10 has MagSafe and Qi2, I do think that we're going to start seeing a lot more accessories like this in future. And not just chargers, but also just general accessories that can stick onto the back of your phone with magnets. So that is the new Belkin UltraCharge Pro. If you have any questions, you can hit me up down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And I am like super close now to 30k subscribers. So if you want to see some more tech videos from me, then make sure you get subscribed and hit the bell button to be the first to see my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.